Okay, everyone always asks me, Cole, what do you look for when you're finding a product, when you're on your burner? What are you doing? X, Y, Z. Okay? Because I'm a fucking G. I'm going to make a video about it and not do any cuts and speak off the top of my mind because I'm able to because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Alright, so, number one, eye-catching. So for instance, if you're on your Instagram account and you're scrolling through your Explore page and you see something that catches your eye, you need to ask yourself, why did it catch your eye? Because the reason why it caught your eye is going to be the reason why it catches someone else's eye when they watch the same video. So you need to ask yourself, why? Question it, why? Second one, solves a problem. This is the most important one. Now, there have been many winners in the past that haven't solved a problem. I'm not saying it has to do this, but if you can tell someone, hey, motherfucker, you have a problem, and guess what? I have the solution to your problem. A fucking dildo. I don't fucking know. I have the solution. Here it is. Here's my store. Here's where to buy it. Boom, you make a sale. If you can show someone they have a problem and give them the solution to the problem, even if they don't know they have a fucking problem, you will make money. This is like the most important one. Wow factor. Okay, this kind of ties into the eye-catching part. Okay, so wow factor is pretty self-explanatory. Does it pop out in your face? Why is it a wow factor? Is it like some ASMR type video? Is it relaxing? Does it spark emotion? I'll get into that in a second. Ask yourself, why is it a wow factor? Is it super cool? Does it do something super cool? Like, I don't know. Is there like a surprise at the end? Like a build-up video? Like whatever it is, right? So again, these two kind of tie into the same spot. Okay, emotion. I've said this time and time again in my videos. People will not always remember what you tell them, but they will always remember how you make them feel. If you can spark an emotion, I'm not saying they're immediately going to buy your shit if you spark an emotion, but if you have a problem that solves a product, or fucking a product that solves a problem, and you pair with an emotion, fuck. It's over for you. You're going to make $1 million. Alright, obviously I'm joking. But you need to, for instance, if you've seen a viral video, right, and it said something about, oh, only 90s kids remember, right? And then you see all the comments, you know, it's going to spark a comment from some 90s kid talking about it, like, oh my god, I remember that. Oh my god, I got chills down my spine, or I brought up a memory, or I got fucking PTSD, or whatever the fuck it is. It sparked an emotion, which usually creates a comment, a like, a share, etc. So these are some of the things I look for off the rip when I'm just scrolling super fast. If any of these things happen, I stop. This is the first phase. Okay, now I'm going to get into the second phase of the things to avoid and look out for. Okay, now that we've got past step one, right? Now I'm going to go into step two of what I'm thinking after one of those I think is a good product and it checks one of those boxes or all those boxes. Now I'm going to move on to these things. So, number one, shit quality. Is the fucking product look like shit? Same thing with looks cheap. These two are pretty much the same thing. Is it shit quality and does it look cheap? Because if it looks cheap and shit quality, then you're probably not going to fucking sell it. People are not going to buy it because it looks like shit. If it's some plastic fucking, I don't know, whatever it is, if it looks shit and the quality's bad, don't run it, all right? Especially if you end up running it and then you end up getting their product and it's a shit product, don't sell it, man. It's shit. No one's going to buy it, okay? Expensive versus cheap. Okay, what does this mean? So this means like high ticket dropshipping and low ticket dropshipping. So basically, if it's an expensive product, it has to have high quality and it cannot look cheap. Because if it does and you do go viral and you do make sales, you're going to get a fuck ton of chargebacks and refunds. Because let me give you an example. Let's say, normally if someone buys a product for around 15 to 20 bucks, usually, they're not going to go through that hassle to go and return the fucking product. But if they bought something for motherfucking $99 or $150, you bet your ass they're going to be contacting you wanting their fucking money back if it's a shit product. So if it's expensive, you have to make sure it's good. Even place a test order to make sure that the quality is good, the packaging is good, whatever. Right? It's worth it because you're going to make a lot of money because it's high ticket dropshipping. If it's cheap, how cheap? Is it like 10 cents? Then it's probably garbage. You know, usually, I mean, this is no like thing to go off of, but usually the good products that sell a lot are around like $20 to $35. You know, bundles are a little bit different, but that's usually where a good product is for dropshipping. But it's not limited to that. Don't make that mistake, okay? This last one. This is the most important. Would you buy it? Sorry, I forgot to add on. Would you buy it if you were the target audience? So let's say, I don't fucking know. We're going to use the hand grip. I don't know if I already mentioned that. The hand grip, for example, right? And you get it. It's the one that people are like targeting towards pregnant women and elderly people to help them get out of the car. If you put yourself in their shoes, would they buy the product? Or would someone buy the product for their elderly grandma or pregnant woman? Does that actually happen? So you need to ask yourself, would you buy it? Like, for instance, what's another one? The vibrating lipstick shit, whatever. Would you, if you were a girl, would you buy that? If you have a girlfriend or you ask your girl, ask her, would you buy this? Or would you just laugh at it and scroll past it? Ask yourself put yourself in the target audience shoes, because sales 101, you need to identify who the fuck you're selling to. If you just post a video to post it, you're retarded. You need to figure out who the fuck you're selling to. So put yourself in their shoes and ask yourself, in their shoes, would you buy it? And better off, like I said, if you know someone, like for the instance for the hand thing, an elderly person, ask them, would this help you? If you have a girlfriend, the vibrator should ask, would you actually buy this, or is it just funny? Okay? So these are the things in part 2, right, that I look for after I already checked one of those boxes in the previous section. Okay, now we're going to move on to the third section. Okay, last step. I should be going to prison for leaking this much fucking sauce. Okay, so after you checked those 2 previous videos or the 2 previous sections, now this is where it kind of gets into, okay, I'm going to order this shit. Now I need to actually figure out. Okay, how fast can you get the fucking thing? Okay, this ties into Amazon and AliExpress. So if it's on Amazon, is it next day shipping, same delivery shipping? You know, does it take 3 weeks to get your AliExpress, right? So you need to figure out if the product, it's a good and a bad thing. Let me explain. So if the product can be shipped like next day on Amazon, that's a good thing for you, but also a bad thing that if your website is not good and does not look like you are the one selling it, someone's just going to go on Amazon and buy the fucking thing because they can get it today. Why wait 3 weeks when you can get it today? Right? Trending. So trending means on Amazon, it will usually say how many they bought in the last month. So that's a good indication of, okay, is this product actually selling? And Amazon reviews are legit. So if you go onto the Amazon reviews, you can see if the product is actually good. And most of the time, they'll have pictures of the actual product so you can see. So Amazon reviews and how many people have bought in the last month. You know, if it's a lot, then that's a good sign. Okay, AliExpress, again, if you can only get it from AliExpress, it's not the greatest thing, but the good thing about it is if someone wants to get it on Amazon, they can. They have to get it from you. Because most people probably don't even know what fucking AliExpress is, that if you're who you're targeting, right? So that's a good thing and a bad thing, because it takes a super long time for you to get the product, but also a good thing because if someone wants to go to Amazon and get it the next day, they fucking can't. They have to order from you, and you make money. Okay. These 2 things are kind of things you don't really have to worry about that much, but there are factors. So how many can I order? So some, if you do not have a private supplier, some like AliExpress, they only allow 1 piece per shopper, which is whack. I don't know why the fuck they do that. But if that's the case, you can't fucking sell it because you need bundles to make money. That's where you make money, in bundles. So if that's the case, I mean, you can still sell it, but that's a deterrent for me. Okay? Will supplier be able to ship? So if you're dropshipping on AliExpress, I don't know about CJ. I used to use de-essers, but now I have a private supplier, so I know they can fucking ship it, right? And I asked them to source it for me. But usually what I like to do in the beginning was I would contact the AliExpress people, like through the message on AliExpress, and be like, hey, I'm looking to drop ship this product. How many do you have in stock? Because sometimes the AliExpress like product page doesn't exactly add up or whatever. It's not always true. So how many do you have in stock? And will I be able to drop ship this? What are your processing times? What are your shipping times? Again, not the most crazy thing to worry about in the beginning, but something you have to keep in mind, right? Because if you go viral like off the bat, you have to make sure that they're going to be able to fulfill the orders and get them out in a timely manner, fucking 50 days or whatever. So these two, they do play a factor, but you don't really need to worry about that shit that much, because chances are, even if they can't fucking find it or they can't supply it for you, someone out there will have the fucking product. Wherever it is, if you really, you'll find a way to get it, okay? So, if you're in this stage, and if one of them checks these boxes, or some of the boxes, or, ideally at least like 2 or 3 boxes, order the fucking shit. Start running it up, Sometimes, from the 3 stages I kind of talked about, sometimes a product has gone viral or made sales or whatever that maybe matches like one of those from each section. So this isn't like if it doesn't meet all these, don't fucking run it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you just have to meet a couple of these. And of course there are rare instances when a product doesn't meet any of these or before any of those, right? So yeah, I hope this kind of helped you guys and kind of re-explained what's going through my mind when I'm on my burner, I'm on AliExpress or Temu or whatever, looking at products. But this is something that I've learned over time, and it literally takes me the first 2 steps, probably 30 seconds in my mind to know whether it's a good product or a bad product. And all those thoughts that I just went over, the fucking 10 minutes or whatever, that takes me 30 seconds. But it's because I've done it for such a long time, right? The more you do it, the more experience you get. And like I said, when I do, I'll throw a little gem in here as well. How I do product research is anything that meets those first factors, right, in the first section, I will put onto a spreadsheet, okay? And I will continue to scroll. And then after I'm done scrolling, I will take a break. And then I will come back to that spreadsheet with a fresh mind and see if I was brain rotted and I just put the product and it's actually stupid, or it's actually a good product. And then I will go into the process of this. So I recommend doing product research like that. That's how I do it. Don't just aimlessly scroll and get fucking lost in a maze, right? Have a plan when you go into it. Say, I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes. All I'm going to do is any product I see that meets the first criteria that I went over, I'm going to put on a sheet. And after I'm done, I'm going to go do something else for an hour, get a fresh mind, come back, look at it again, and then start to look at these things. So, anyways, a little bit of a different video, but hopefully I could, share some value and, spill some sauce, even though you really could learn this on your own if you just fucking put in the time. But here you go.